All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Step 2, using wallets and exchanges. My name is Brad Roltgen. We started the group here. Actually, it's been about 3 years now. Time flies when you're having fun. And our goal today is to talk about and actually get set up with a wallet or exchange, and take that next step, getting some coins over into the wallet, buying some coins, transferring to an exchange, that kind of thing. And there's 2 weeks ago, our video was recorded. And so we have that on our YouTube channel, and I'll put in links to that in the show notes, and or in the kind of comments for this meeting on the meetup page. We also do have a Facebook page. We've been posting things there as well. And you can just search for that as Fresno Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors. Although we've kind of expanded beyond Fresno. Is anybody not from the Fresno area? Okay. And Cindy, where are you from?
I'm San Jose.
San Jose. Okay. Well, welcome. That's been one of the great things about the whole COVID thing, is we've gone online and have allowed people from everywhere to join us. So that's been kind of cool. So
yes,
good to have you here. First of
I'm
all,
from Torrance. I'm from Torrance, Brad.
Torrance. Okay, great. Anybody else from out there? Dave, Gloria, Jess?
I'm from Reno.
Reno? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. We had one of the ones, we had somebody from somewhere in Africa. They're going to school over there. I don't know how they found us. We've had some folks from Pennsylvania, Texas, whatever, all of. So everybody's welcome. Crypto is a universal thing, so it doesn't even matter, what you have bank accounts in. Crypto is universal. Okay, so we had a couple questions. Scott was asking about Coinbase a little bit. We'll cover just a few questions, and then we'll go through setting Klever up here. Coinbase is what I used to recommend being the first step for people to start with, linking their bank accounts, bringing over $100, $500, whatever, and then going from there. So Scott, what did you had questions with, or hurdles or anything? Oh, I think you're still muted. Your video's on and off, but
Sorry, my bad.
There we go.
Yep, no problem. So my first question is that there's exchanges or products, I think they call them products, that are available on different exchanges. So, when I first started off, I started creating accounts in these different, I created a nerd wallet, and then I created Klever and Kraken, and then I got myself to Coinbase. But then I realized that not all products are sold in each exchange. So are you supposed to join multiple exchanges to diversify, or do you stick with one?
Yeah, that's up to you as far as what you want to get into, and we'll just call them coins as opposed to products. Some are referred to as tokens, and there's technical differences. We're not going to worry about that, so we'll just call them coins. So generally, up until not that long ago, Coinbase was kind of the bridge to get from the fiat world, our dollars in our Bank America account, over into the crypto world. Now there's wallets like Klever and Trust, and there's some other ones that will let you fund a coin purchase with a debit card right in the app, so you don't have to go to Coinbase. But for me, Coinbase was always just a place to get the funds from my bank account over into the crypto world. And like you said, limited on.
Let me tell you, Brad, that I joined Kraken first, but it seemed like you can only wire money, and it cost a lot of money to wire the money from the bank to the application. So that's why I went to Coinbase.
Exactly. Great. No, perfect point. And yeah, and Coinbase is limited on the coins they offer. Their fees are also, fairly high. Now, the other thing that they offer is what they call Coinbase Pro, which is a different looking. It's more like a Binance or a Bittrex kind of looking exchange. It's not as quite as user friendly as Coinbase, but the fees are lower on Coinbase Pro, and it's the same account. So if you just go to pro.coinbase.com, you'll get in there. You'll be logged in if you're logged in on Coinbase. So you can look there, and they do offer additional coins. But generally, I use whatever exchange I need to buy the coin that I want. And the way that I figure that out is I start at CoinMarketCap and just pick a coin that you were interested in that you're looking at buying, Scott.
Well, so like for example, Polkadot or what is it, Cardian or Cardero? Those
Cardano.
are both
Okay.
Those
so
are both not on Coinbase.
Right. Okay.
I
So
didn't know what to do.
Let me do Polkadot here. Hopefully everybody's seen the screen okay. So here's Polkadot. This is the detail page on CoinMarketCap. And so what I would do is click on the market tab right here. And then this shows the markets that you can buy and sell that coin on. And then generally I'll start with the top and work my way down because they're sorted by volume here. So the higher the volume, the more liquidity, the quicker your trades, probably the better the price. Now, unfortunately, we can't use Binance.com because they don't like U.S. citizens, or the U.S. government doesn't like them. There is a Binance.us, which we'll look at later. But so I would go down like Kraken, like you said. So here, Kraken probably would be my first choice to buy Polkadot. So then what I would do is transfer Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin from Coinbase over to Kraken, and then use that to purchase the Polkadot. And
interesting.
Yeah. And so once I get things, I only use Coinbase when I'm dealing with fiat. Once I've got it in crypto, I either move it to an exchange to buy and sell, or I'll move it to a wallet where I control the private keys to store. So I don't.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't keep.
So let me ask you this question. So you just answered. So once you buy the coin, then you can buy other coins using coins rather than U.S. dollars. Is that correct?
Correct. And that used to be the method and Bitcoin was kind of the popular currency to do that with. Now, lately, USDT has become that coin. So USDT right here, Tether. And I think that's because people like to buy and sell in terms of dollars, and they understand the price in dollars more so than in terms of Bitcoin. I understand $20 a coin as opposed to 0.03 Bitcoin, per the other coin type of thing. But you can do it either way. So when you see the exchanges, most of them you'll be able to buy all of the coins with Bitcoin and USDT, and then there'll be some others you can buy with Ethereum and with Litecoin and a few others that they'll use as a base currency. And so we'll look at that on Binance once we get into that. But yeah, so does it make a little more sense now?
Yeah, my last question on the subject is it safe to, that's why I didn't do it, is it safe to open up all these different exchanges, to buy off all these different exchanges? That's my question.
Yeah, it's generally safe to open the accounts. What's not safe is to keep the coins there. What you want to do is use the exchange to acquire the coin, then move it to like a cold wallet or something like Exodus,
right,
or something where you control the private keys.
Yeah, that's what you told us last time. Yeah,
right.
Thank you.
Right.
As Brad said, different exchanges offer different options. Kraken is perhaps the most secure, but you have to wire money in, so you're effectively taking your dollars out of your bank account. It takes time. It's money for wiring. Coinbase Pro is great. Because the fees are very low. If you do anything in Coinbase, just don't even buy through Coinbase. It's close. Get yourself used to Coinbase Pro. It's 0.35% versus 1-point-something%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money difference.
Yeah, it's a big, it's small numbers, but it makes a big difference. But getting back to the comment on the Kraken, what I would do is buy the Bitcoin, or Ethereum or whatever on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro, and then transfer that to Kraken. I think I've only set up a bank account on maybe 2 places, Coinbase and one or 2 others. So that's because when you start talking about the bank accounts, that's where I get a little more leery than just username and password.
And,
Gotcha.
and Binance is if you want to do futures and leveraging, because you can't do that on Coinbase Pro. So
Yeah.
each one offers, Kraken you can do it with also. Each one offers a little different product line.
So that's another question I was going to ask later, but you can do short sales and futures and all that too in cryptocurrency. Can you do that?
It gets crazy what you can do. We don't really talk about that too much because it's kind of beyond what but yeah.
Interesting. Thanks. Well, that's advanced. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a good point that some of those exchanges like Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex I used to use a lot. It seems like they've kind of fallen down a little bit, but whatever one you're comfortable. I mean, for a while there, I liked the way Poloniex, the interface was, and then things kind of changed. And then Bittrex got better. So then that one was okay. And, it's all personal preference, but the main thing is get the coins off when you're done. Okay. So any other questions before we jump into the Klever? All right, let's try it here. Let me try sharing. I'm going to turn off sharing on one here. Okay. Screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm doing this on my phone, obviously. So we're going to start here at Klever. My screen.
By the way, Brad,
Yeah.
did you have a referral code for Klever?
I do. Yeah, let me throw that up. And I
kind of stopped at that step. I thought I'd ask you first.
Yeah, with these things, and Coinbase is a good one for referral. Their code for that, they give each person $10 in Bitcoin when the person, I think, it buys $100. So that's pretty good. Let me put my Klever referral code in here.
Yeah.
Somebody told me a little bit ago that it didn't work, but then somebody else sounded like it was okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you had it in your email. I didn't notice it.
Oh, now it's telling me error. You gotta love computers sometimes. Only when they work. Yeah, I've actually got 2. It's not coming up on either one, so unfortunately, no. At least not right now. All right, so are we seeing this on the screen? I'm not. Oh, okay, sorry guys, I got kicked off here. Let me rejoin on the phone so I can get back in. What happened?
Wheel.
Zero, 1, 0. Well, great. Now it's telling me it's an invalid meeting number. Oh, because I'm using, hold on, I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong app. Password. Oh, great. Sorry, guys, I'm getting there. This is weird. Oh, I saw Elaine. Welcome, Elaine. Share. Hold on, hold on. Stop share. Okay. There we go. All right. So here is their nice privacy policy. Yes, I've read everything. All right. So first thing we're going to see here is either create wallet or restore wallet. So we're going to create a wallet, but just so you know what restore wallet is if you happen to, you know, drop your phone in the lake or lose your phone or drive over it or something, need to get a new phone, you can restore your wallet using the phrases we're going to see in a second to get your wallet back. So that's how you would do it when you would reinstall the app on the new phone. So we're going to say create wallet, and I'm going to enter a PIN, when this is just going to be like my password to get into the wallet when I launch the app, you know, daily when I pick up my phone. Just, you know, so if your phone's open, somebody can't just jump in there and get into it. So let me try an easy 3, 5, 6. Then it wants it again. Okay. So now it presents us with this 12-word seed phrase. And so what you want to do is write this down on paper, like it says. You don't want to like store this in the cloud or something like that, because anybody that has this can basically restore your wallet on their phone and steal all your funds. So I'm gonna type these in real quick here so I can type them back in, because they're gonna ask me for these just to make sure that I've written them down. And they do have to be in the same order.
So this is your 12 seats. This is all of this here on the screen is for you, correct?
Just for me, right? So when you do this, you would see the same thing with yours. So I mean, you can write mine down if you want to restore my wallet, but there's not going to be any funds in it. So
no, I want to buy yours. So am I writing the actual word, like for you, for example, on yours, antique, credit, gate, or am I typing just, what am I writing down for my seeds?
You're writing down those words, just like you said, antique, credit, gate,
et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
All the way down, right? All 12, and in that same order.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just make sure I got it. Yeah, and this is something you would, you know, put on a piece of paper and put it in your safe at home or in the corner of your sock drawer, or, you know, something like that.
Okay.
Brad, what do you do with all these accounts once you're done with your teaching moment? Is there a way to go in and terminate the account after that?
Yeah, they're only on the blockchain kind of thing. So, and there's billions of potential addresses. So it's going to be another one out there that, and I don't know how they come up with, you know, the wallet knows to pick this one if it hasn't been used before or whatever. But yeah, so it'll just kind of go into the vapor kind of thing. So you could maybe look at it in a year and see what's going on, but
Oh yeah, so there's no real closure where you just terminate it. So
no, there's
Klever.
nothing.
Yeah.
No, it's just basically, I don't know, you could say it was activated but dormant kind of thing, as opposed to, because nobody should be able to get to this one again. Like if you set up a wallet, you shouldn't get to the same address that we're going to get again.
Right.
That makes sense. So, okay, so I'm going to click
Baby,
on,
okay, I hope it's gonna be okay, baby.
I've written it down.
Good time.
Okay.
Did you eat some
And
grass?
so now it's
Did you eat some
presenting this,
grass? Grass upsets your stomach.
presenting these things. So I don't have to type them in, but I do have to put them in order here. So I'm just going to click on them. This could be like one of those Jeopardy kind of games.
Here, a moment, girl.
Wow. Blue. All right, verify. See if I win a prize. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So it's kind of reminding you, you know, your seed or private key gives direct access to your account. Never, 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 never give those out. If somebody's, you know, offers to help you or anything, you know, don't say, oh, here it is. You know, help, you know, you should be typing it in on your computer. There's things like websites that say, oh, we'll help you with this. You know, type in your private keys or something. It's like completely
No.
scam. There's never going to be anything like this. Crypto is the Wild West. There's no 800 number to call to reset your password. It's all on you. So you
Wow,
keep this,
awesome.
you know, it's just you. All right, so I got it. All right, so referral code. I didn't have a referral code, so I'm going to skip. And so up it comes, and it's going to show us the coins that this one supports. So we got Bitcoin is the top one there. Everybody is probably familiar with that one. And notice that that one is BTC. The next one below is Bitcoin Cash, which we don't hear as much about as a couple of years ago when they first split off. But that one is BCH. So when, you know, Bitcoin is still BTC, and obviously the price difference you'll usually notice as well. So these are all the coins that this particular wallet supports. This wallet kind of started around Tron or TRX here, and we used this a few months ago in conjunction with a couple of smart contracts that, you know, paid you back a little bit of interest type of thing. And so below it, there's some Tron tokens. Oh, and then even some Binance tokens. Okay. Yeah, and these things are updated all the time. So if we click on one, then we'll go into the details. So what we're seeing right now is just the price of the coin in the middle there, how much it's gone up or down in the last 24 hours. And then on the right is how much of that coin we have and what that's worth in US dollars. So obviously there's a lot of zeros here. But let's click on Tron just for the heck of it. Oh, wow, it's up to 6 cents. Yeah, wow.
Ooh.
It was, when I started looking at it, it was about 2 cents. So that's, you know, I mean, it's 4 cents, but it's triple kind of thing. Okay, so here's where you'd, if you're wanting to send coins, you would tap on the send and then type in how much you want to send. You know, 12 Tron. Next. No, it may not even let us because we don't have any Tron. That's no good. Okay, so what I'm going to say receive Tron. Actually, I'm going to try to send some Tron from one of my other wallets so we can get all the functionality here. When you have the wallets on your phones, it's really nice to have these QR codes. If you were, you know, say somebody you went to lunch with somebody and they paid, and you're like, hey, let me send you some money. They can whip out their phone, and you can have your wallet on your phone. You can scan this QR code, and you don't have to type in the long wallet address.
Are you finding that people, when they owe one another money, are now using Bitcoin instead of saying, oh, give me, you know, the $40 for dinner, just send it in Bitcoin? Do you find that happening?
I haven't seen that happen too much, especially with Bitcoin, because of the transaction fees. It wouldn't be economical. You might pay $7 to transfer that $40.
Oh,
so it doesn't. Right. There's kind of another protocol built on top of Bitcoin called the Lightning Network that makes that possible. And I got a demo of that a couple of years ago and was just amazed how fast it was. Literally at a meeting, we were doing that, you know, hold out your phone and we'll transfer it. And they transferred like 75 cents and it went through a server in Australia, and I had it in like 2 seconds and it popped up, and it cost 1 Satoshi for let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get back these other things on this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I can only do one thing at a time. So yeah, so that was fast, and it used Bitcoin, but it was kind of like a secondary network that was set up for that. And at the time, there was supposedly some beta tests going on in restaurants where they had like those little terminals you swipe your card at, or grocery stores.
Yes.
Those had a deal that would present a QR code like this, and then you could just scan you with your phone and boom. And if it took 3 seconds, I mean, that's what it takes to verify, you know, a Visa MasterCard. So at that point I was like, wow, okay, now it makes sense, but that was 2 years ago and I haven't seen much progress kind of thing. So
I have a funny feeling eventually things like this will begin to happen.
Oh, for sure.
Where people are going to also, it's not traceable, right? So well, let me say, I don't, but they just say, for example, an illegal transaction, money laundering. People can start doing something of this nature. Well, I don't have any money to launder.
Yeah.
But I would just say, for example, unless it goes in a regular washing machine because it was left in something, you know, my pants or shirt, but
yeah. Well, let me back up and just kind of correct you. Hold on for just a second. I'm going to transfer wallet. Okay, and we can kind of see how long this happens, or how long it takes. Okay, so I just submitted this. Well, I almost just submitted. Okay, so I just submitted this transfer on Tron, and we'll see how long it shows up here. Oh,
there! Wow.
No, that wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
And that probably costs a couple cents to send. So,
now, Brett, has that changed as far as fees go? You mentioned, you know, a few dollars years ago. Is it relatively inexpensive now?
Right.
If I wanted to pay somebody in Bitcoin, not that with the volatility and the ramp right now, I would do that. But, you know, if things were stabilized.
Yeah, it's all dependent on how much traffic there is on the networks. So lately, Bitcoin and Ethereum have been pretty busy. You know, when the price goes up, everybody jumps in, and then the fees go up. It's kind of like, you know, when there's a Super Bowl in town and you want a taxi, it's going to be harder to get and it's going to cost more.
Okay.
But when there's nothing going on, it's easy to get a taxi. You know,
and can you see where the fee pops up? You just sent 100 Tron.
That one, it doesn't. A lot of times it will. Kind of depending on the interface. Like normally on the exchanges, it'll show you. sometimes some exchanges will give you an option of adjusting your priority. If you're not in a hurry, you could say lower priority, it might cost you 2 cents. Regular is 4 cents and high priority is 6 cents, something like that.
Okay.
So you have that option. Generally, if it's more than just fractions, they'll show you, type of thing. So, yeah, good question. So I'm gonna, all right, so now we can hit send, and I'm gonna type in 50. And then this is where it would ask me to put in the address. And so I can either, in this particular wallet has like a contact book. So you can save addresses, and so you don't have to type them in or that kind of thing. You could do that. You could paste into there, or the QR code is this one. And then it says, hey, can I take pictures? Yeah. And then this is where I would scan my other one. Come on. It usually works.
Sometimes those things are a pain.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll try this again in a second on, oops, on Binance.
Brad, just a basic question on addresses. Now that you've set this account up in Klever, is your address then standard? This particular account will always have the same address?
Yes. This, right. This, yeah. And so, and that's a good point, because this wallet can also support additional addresses. If you want to have, I think it's at the bottom here somewhere, you could add an account. And so you could actually, a lot of the wallets will support more than one Tron address or more than one Bitcoin if you want to get complicated and, have different ones for different reasons. But yeah, and so I'm going to click on this one, and you can see the address just under where it says TRX main account. It begins with TUF and ends in G1C, and it has a little copy icon there to copy the whole thing. So if we click the information, no, that's just energy fees. So in Tron, let me pop that up again. They have things called bandwidth and energy. And so they'll use some of your bandwidth to make those transactions. So they might take 100 bandwidth as a fee to do that transaction, as opposed to taking 2 Tron or 1 Tron or something like that. And each coin is a little different. There's like Ethereum, they call it gas fees, and exactly how they interact with the amount of the balance, I'm not sure. There's another one called Theta. It's kind of been one of my long-term plays, and they have a kind of a secondary coin called Theta Fuel, and you generally have Theta and Theta Fuel in the same wallet. So when you make a transfer, they'll take a little bit of Theta Fuel to do that without taking away your balance of your actual Theta, that kind of thing. So
Brad, at the end of this call, just as a placeholder, if you have time, I'd like to talk to you about Theta.
Okay.
Okay, but not to take away from the discussion.
Yeah, no, that's good. And yeah, no, I like Theta and like what it's been doing. So yeah, okay.
Hey, Brad.
So yeah, the address will be the same. And if you wanted to actually get the address out of here, you could hit the copy button and then go to like a texting or an email app if you wanted to send it to yourself somewhere else. And that's kind of one of the challenges of doing things on an app versus the computer, and why, just to think ahead of how you're going to do this. If somebody's like, if I emailed you my address, how would you get it to your phone if you didn't have email on your phone? You could text it from your computer to your phone, or there's those things like that.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Hey, just real quick, from the novice standpoint here, I get conceptually what you're doing, but who are you receiving money from, and who are you trying to send it to?
Oh, in this case, I was doing it from my my other phone over to this phone is what I was doing.
Okay.
So this was just to demo how it worked. But
Okay, gotcha.
I mean,
And
this
who you
is-
trying to send it
So-
to?
yeah, no, it was
So-
just because if you didn't have any funds in the wallet, it wouldn't let you get past this screen right here. And I wanted to show you the next screen where you type in the address or copy it or do the QR function. So that was that. Yeah, good question. Okay, so there's a few other things on Tron, the staking freeze. We won't get into all that. Let me go in. The last one here is kind of the important one, is where you say buy. If you wanted to buy and actually get some into here. And so let's say I wanted to buy 1,000 Tron. It's calculating it. Oh, no, actually, this is in
Whoops.
dollars. Sorry.
Whoops.
So let's just say $100. I would get at the bottom there 1,520 Tron, including the fee that they're going to charge. So you hit next, and then let's see, proceed to checkout. Access, I guess, my files. I don't know what it's going to do. And then this should, yeah, it comes up to this screen where it's going to ask me for a debit card. So if I was just using Klever, I could move funds from the fiat world using my debit card over into the Klever wallet. And then from Klever, I could oh, great. My Klever wallet is stopped. And then from Klever, then I could transfer them to Kraken, Binance, or whatever else to buy their coins. So let's try that again. All right, so let's go to Tron. So yeah, it's showing I've got $6 there. And okay, so then charge. I'm not sure what is charge. Oh, okay. This is where you could, like we're talking about lunch. If you wanted to send like a bill to somebody for lunch, you could put that in there. And then what is it going to do? Yeah. Okay, yeah, then it would create this QR code with that amount, and they could scan that, and they could pay you back for lunch. But let's go back to buy. Let's see if we can actually get. And somebody get ready to give me your credit card. Just kidding.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There you go. Yeah. Looks like it's kind of loading. I've done this. I actually haven't bought any coins this way, but man, there we go. Okay, so now it comes up just like a standard checkout screen. Put in your card. They do say using a credit card might incur a cash advance fee. Okay, sorry guys, this is an older phone, so maybe it can't handle all this. But you would just check out with your debit card information, and then relatively quickly you should see the funds in your wallet there.
Are debit cards cheaper? Do they incur a fee?
I'm sure there's a fee to make the purchase, but it's usually more like maybe a 1%, where credit cards are usually higher. But they're warning you in here that there might be a cash advance fee that your bank charges on top,
Sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So same thing if you wanted to buy Ethereum, you would go into Ethereum, go over there, hit buy, that kind of thing. So to me, the Klever wallet has simplified this whole process, because I don't know, I'll get your feedback, Scott, when you set up Coinbase in the past. Well, 4 years ago in the past, 5 years ago, it was very easy to set up a Coinbase account. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and since then, there's been more KYC involved, and hold a picture of your driver's license, scan this, write a note on this sign, take a picture while you're holding it, these kinds of things on the different exchanges. So when people are starting, that was a kind of a hurdle they had to get over. So I liked Klever because you could literally just do what we did, and you could have $10 worth of Ethereum or whatever right now and start, you know. And so that's why I recommend this just to get started. You know, use whatever works for you. Coinbase is where I would go probably next, because you could link to your bank account and, you know, the fees are lower there. But how was it, Scott, when you just signed up now? What did you have to go through to get the account set up?
It was easy, just like you said. Coinbase was really easy. I had to do my license and hold up the sign or whatever they wanted me to do. But once I got in, it was real intuitive. Like I said, I started with Kraken, but that, you know, they started wanting me to wire money, and I didn't like doing that. It wasn't easy. But Coinbase was great. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, so let's jump over to. Let me stop sharing over here.
But based on the other lady's suggestion, I'm going to try out Coinbase Pro.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And anything you have in Coinbase, before you do anything, any kind of transaction, just move it over. It's sister company, no fees, no nothing, and then buy, sell. Big difference.
Yeah, great point. And
Thank you.
I still don't do much with Coinbase, but it took me a while to do that. So okay, let me share this screen. Okay, so this is Binance.us, which is the one that us U.S. citizens can use. So don't get that confused with Binance.com, which it's the better one, but unfortunately we can't use it. So I already have the account, so I'm just going to log in.
Yeah,
I love Binance US. That's what I use now. I was using all sorts of them. I used eToro. I couldn't get in Kraken. I used Coinbase, but I felt that was expensive. But I really enjoy Binance because they have a lot of coins that you can't get on Coinbase.
but the bottom line is that because of U.S. guidelines, KYC, et cetera, I'll give you an example of Theta. You can buy Theta on Binance. You cannot buy it on Binance.us because of U.S. regulations. And even if you use a VPN and set up an account, you still have to show a utility bill or something. They need proof of residency.
Yeah, it took me a while to get the Binance US account going. But I do like that account for some reason. Now, I do want to get into Coinbase Pro. I could never get that going. I didn't know how to do that. But I'm going to let you.
If you have Coinbase, just sign into Coinbase Pro with your same user ID and password. It'll automatically do it.
Okay, I'll take that one out.
2 seconds.
Yeah, sorry, it's not letting me type in my let me try another different browser here. It's not letting me type in my email to log in. Come on. All right, here we go. Okay, and I don't know how many of you have, this is, let me get back to share this.
Brad, just a quick question. What do you guys prefer as far as wallets? Do you prefer the app wallets or just hardware? What is best?
I don't think there's one best answer. Depends what you're doing. The hardware wallets are probably the most secure in the sense that, you can take that and put it in your safe deposit box or hide it somewhere and it's offline, and nobody can get to it. I was been helping somebody recently, and they ran into the problem that their ledger could only store about 4 or 5 coins because of the memory that was in the little hardware wallet. It uses like an app for each coin, and each one takes up memory, and there's only so much space in there, type of thing. So that was a limitation there. So what we kind of a strategy we have been using is we put the most valuable mainstream Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin in that address, and then instead of going through the whole thing of getting another one, then using Exodus as like the next wallet to store things. And Exodus supports a lot more coins as well. That was kind of there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I got into Binance, and just want to throw a couple things in here. It did ask me for a 2-factor authentication, which on this one I have set up as to send me a text message, with like a 6-digit code. But the easier way to do all that is with the Google Authenticator. What the heck is it? Okay. So are you guys familiar with the Google Authenticator, or have used that before?
No.
Yeah. So what it is just an app, and for each website or exchange, it will give you like this 6-digit code, and it changes every 10, 15 seconds. And so what you do is you log in, email, password, and then it comes up and says, okay, what's your 6-digit authenticator? And only you have this. Yeah, when it changes to red, then it's going to change to new numbers. And so this is, what they call the 2-factor or 2-factor authentication, or 2FA, if you see that. So just doing it with Google Authenticator seems to be easier and more reliable than getting the text messages, because sometimes they don't come through timely. But you don't have to wait for this, because you just look at it and type in your code. And I've got probably 6 or 7 different ones in there.
What app is this you're talking about?
This app is called Google Authenticator. If you see at the top,
okay.
Yeah, you can get that through the Play Store or your Apple Store.
Okay.
And just download it. Like any
Okay.
And so I thought I had one maybe all the uses I do use it for is our crypto thing. Oh, no, actually I have a T-Mobile account, and I use it for T-Mobile as well. So some other place. Oh, and Facebook is starting to do that. Yeah. Facebook has gotten a little more secure. So anyway, if you see that, that's definitely an easy way to do it. And obviously people know Google, and that's kind of the standard for that. So, okay. So we're in Binance.us, and I don't actually go here a whole lot. Where are my dashboard? Okay. All right, let's see, what do I got in here? 27 bucks. All right, so this is your dashboard. You can kind of see everything that's going on, but generally where I go into the wallet balance to see what I've got in here. And then you can select either deposit or withdrawal next to each of those coins. So here again, it's showing the coin, the balance of that coin, available balance, because if you have a trade pending or something on a limit order, that amount will not be available. So if you see differences there, that's like, hey, why I have those funds available? Because there's a trade pending type of thing. So here, if you wanted to, like Scott started with Coinbase and he wanted to deposit here in Binance, say he wanted to deposit Bitcoin, you would click on deposit, and then you would get the QR code here. And then this is going to be your Bitcoin address for Binance. You can either copy it like this or click on the little copy thing. And then you would go over to Coinbase and paste that in when you say withdraw, to send the funds. The one thing that's getting a little bit interesting now is for some coins, there's more than one network that supports that coin. So if we click on this other one, blah, 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 blah. This other network requires a memo and an address. So you can say, I understand, but unless you really know what you're doing, like this one, this is Bitcoin on the Binance network. And if you don't know what that means, then you shouldn't be here. Just click back over here. And the thing that you also might have noticed changing is the wallet address, where this one started with BNB for Binance something, or Binance chain. And this one starts with a 1. So all of the addresses should look the same, although that's gotten a little complicated because they've done some different things, even with Bitcoin and Ethereum, that they don't always look the same. Where like an Ethereum is usually starts with a 0x, but then Tron starts with, well, no, they do something a little different. Anyway, so just make sure if you see different networks here that you know which one you're doing, because if you send the wrong one to the wrong, use the wrong network at the wrong address, your funds are gone. There's no, oh, sorry, we returned them to you. That could happen, but don't expect that to, as far as that goes.
I have a question. Does
Okay.
the Bitcoin address each time you deposit changes, or is that your address forever and ever?
Generally they're the same, but on something like Binance, because you do not hold the private keys, they could
Right.
change it, and they're responsible for getting it into your account. Although your account could have multiple addresses, and I've seen some exchanges will let you get even a secondary address, but generally they should be the same on when you're in your exchange like this. If it's something that you're sending a payment, like say you were using Bitcoin to make a purchase on Amazon, and you bought something on Monday and you sent it to an address. Well, if you did something on Thursday, for some reason they might use a different address Thursday or something. But when it's something like an exchange where it's your account, your specific account, they're generally going to be the same. And then what you want to do is when you do copy this, and this is where sometimes like a malware or if there's a virus running, you can run into problems. So if you copy this to your clipboard and then you open another tab and you paste it here, I'm just kind of emulating if you were pasting this in your wallet or something. What you want to do is look back at the beginning part of the address, like the first couple and the last part, and just make sure that what you pasted is the same thing, because there's been little malware running that they're like, hey, if this person copies a Bitcoin address, when they go to paste it, paste in my address, the hacker's address. So then you send your money to the hacker, which you don't want to do. So just a little, trick, and just to make sure you copied the whole thing, look at the first couple, look at the last, 3 or 4 characters, just to confirm, because the whole thing is too much, Make it easy on yourself, last 4, first 4, something like that.
And also sometimes when you just copy it, you miss a digit on the beginning or the end.
Exactly. And that's probably the biggest error for sure. So I always look at the last 4, the first, whatever. So definitely. Yeah. So if I was going to, let's see if we can do, let's go back wallet. If I've got so TRX, come on, I don't have Tron. Now the 50 coins that they support are not, there's still ones they don't have, which Tron is fairly mainstream. The other one, they didn't have Monero. I was surprised. Monero's been a privacy coin. It was like the first privacy coin. It's surprising. Oh, and I'm sorry, Cindy, you made a comment. I wanted to mention something on when you talked about the people doing nefarious money laundering and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of the opposite of what you mentioned, because the cryptocurrency transactions are all public on the blockchain for each blockchain. So if, say for example, you found, I don't know if you have kids or you, but you sound, your 15-year-old son was buying marijuana and you found the address that he was sending money to buy the marijuana. You could take that address, look it up on the Explorer, kind of a website, and see all the transactions that was going to that drug dealer.
Okay.
Type of thing. And then you're like, whoa, this guy's, he must be a good drug dealer. He's doing a lot of business, or he's only done it 3 times. He's probably, small time, whatever. So
Yeah.
it's not the place for criminals to do things, because you can see what they do, and it's public. Now, aren't coins and networks like Monero, which is considered a privacy coin, where that's not the case. What they do is when you send like $100, like if I sent $100 to you, my address to your address, they would actually split that money up into multiple fractions, or $4 here, $7 here, and then it would go through a couple things and a couple more things, and it would all get back to you. But it would be just crazy to try to track.
Yeah.
So there's been talk that maybe the government's going to shut those coins down because people can, hide things or whatever. But cash is still the best way to do criminal things because it's not traceable. Not that I'm encouraging it, but when people talk about Bitcoin being used for that, I'm like, no, that's the opposite, kind of thing. So anyway.
But you have to be aware that that is a narrative that's being put out there because the banks are going to lose control, the Fed will lose control. Don't buy into it. Only 0.1% of illicit activity right now is estimated. So it's the banks still run most of it, even with their regulations.
Yeah, Deborah, we're going to be friends. We are like so together.
So are you saying that FinCEN and the SEC are enemies?
I think enemies of humanity, but
the Fed.
Yeah.
The Fed.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's see. I was going to try to send Tron over here, but you kind of get the idea. You just say deposit. Get your address from here. Take it to the other place where you're sending it from, and paste it in there. Again, if you wanted to withdraw, this is going to be where I'm going to withdraw from Binance, and so I would copy in their address here. With the computer, you can't really do the QR code thing like you can on your phone, unless you're have a webcam or some other app or something running. Down here, it does show the transaction fee. So like the minimum transaction fee is 0.0005, and then it would show you, so if you put in 1,000 Bitcoin, this is what you're going to get. So that's the fee. And let's calculate what is.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
27 bucks? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that, based on the current amount. So Bitcoin, the original one, BTC, is quickly becoming, or it has been for years, more of a store of value than a means of exchange. And so there's going to be other coins. A lot of people were talking about Litecoin being like a means of exchange, where you'd buy, a tank of gas or lunch or groceries, that kind of thing. When I saw that Lightning Network on top of Bitcoin, that seemed to make sense, because it was all in the same network, and it was like the same coin, just 2 different uses for it. But that's still yet to be seen. If Starbucks adopted Litecoin, or Amazon, that might be the impetus for that coin to then become the standard. So who knows as far as that goes. But yeah, good point. So yeah, 27, 28 bucks to do a transfer. Even if you're transferring, obviously if you're transferring, millions of dollars, that's not a big deal. But if you wanted to transfer, heck, that's almost 40 bucks there if we talked about that. So yeah, Bitcoin's not real good right now to transfer small amounts. as far as that goes.
Ugh.
Let's maybe, for a comparison, if we do, let's see, like BNB is Binance coin. That's their own coin. So if we said, yeah, so they have 0.001 and their coin is about $300 right now.
You want to walk?
So that's 30 cents.
Oh, we can walk.
So, you know, even if you're transferring $10, you know, for 30 cents, you know, isn't a whole lot there. So they obviously are going to vary by coin. Okay. Any other questions in Binance or things that you guys have done? Again, I don't do a whole lot. I don't do a lot of trading, so I don't get into the futures and all that kind of stuff. I did do some trading with something called BitsGap, which was like a separate app, but it's fairly kind of standard. You know, deposit withdrawal. You can look at your deposit withdrawal history. In crypto. Come on.
Yeah, Brad, I have a question. It is about Theta. Where are you finding to get the Theta at? What exchange do you go to get it? Because I can't find it.
I haven't purchased it in probably 4 years. I've literally just been sitting on it, hodling. So I haven't bought any. I did get airdropped the Theta Fuel when they came out with that. And let me, while we're talking Theta, because I've never had so many people mention Theta, I will share how I'm earning Theta.
So I think what had happened is that you could have bought Theta on something like Coinbase or Binance years ago, right? Before regulations started clamping down. And now it's, I think Coinbase said they were going to reintroduce Theta around February. Now it's February. It hasn't shown up yet. But I think now you're stuck. I don't know that there's really a way to do that unless you have somebody who lives overseas and you can use an address with your name on it. You know?
Yeah, well, let's look back here, and then I'll show you the other thing. Let's see here. You know, so what you want to do is just is go to market here on the Theta detail page and see. I don't know if KuCoin might still be one that you can do. I had an account with them. I haven't tried to use it for years. I know, like, somebody was talking about.
OKX won't. Huboy won't. I've looked into all of those. They're all now regulated, so you can't find them for the U.S.
So none of the even KuCoin US didn't work anymore?
I didn't try that one.
Let's look over there. So I just clicked on KuCoin and then it's got the link to the site. So my point here is if you're looking to research a coin, start at coinmarketcap.com and just look at the coin and start going through. Yes, let's see that. Taxes. Crypto taxes. Huh. Yeah, I don't want to take a lot of time. Looking, but I would, try that one. Try KuCoin.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out. Thank you.
Yeah, but this is where I, go to look and just, go down, and you have to go really far down the list. There might not be a whole lot of volume there, but if there's enough to buy, $100, $500, whatever you're wanting to do, that would be the place. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you this other thing real quick, because it's it's a way you can earn. So, Deborah, do you want to give people a quick rundown of what Theta is?
Oh, well, what I know about, the reason why I'm interested is from an engineering perspective. So Theta is a currency with touted with very high bandwidth that will be used as a blockchain platform for video streaming, you know, other types of things that really require very fast, zippy speeds, you know, you know, as a platform. So with all the video coming online, that is the first application that's being touted for it. I think it's is it out of Korea? I can't remember.
I think they have strong ties.
Yeah.
They have strong ties to Samsung.
Yeah, in Korea.
But
yeah.
And then the one thing I'll add to that is the decentralization of the videos. So I like to think of it like YouTube, but instead of big data centers with thousands of computers, they're trying to decentralize that process onto computers, you know, on the blockchain. So this screen that I just shared to you is something from them. It's called their Edge node. And so I'm actually, you know, part of their network, and they're paying me in, let's see.
I think it's fuel, T-Fuel.
In Theta Fuel, right, to stream those videos and store a portion of those on my computer and be part of that. And then there's this Edge compute that I've been involved with, you know, a few days ago here, and they've paid me this much in Theta Fuel over time. And Theta Fuel, I think, is about 6 cents or something like that. And so I've got, you know, almost 20 cents or 20 Theta Fuels pending from doing that. And then I'm also staking my Theta Fuel, and they're paying me. So I have 11,000 Theta Fuel. And then because I'm staking it or locking it up in their wallet, they're paying me so much per month. And it looks like I got 5 more Theta Fuel pending there. And the idea behind staking is similar to savings, where you're not out, you know, lending it or trading or that kind of thing. You're just saying, hey, I'm going to keep it in my wallet and not use it. And they're like, okay, since they can actually kind of use it for some liquidity, then they're going to pay you little fees, which it's not a whole lot, but you know, I'm sitting on it, hodling it. I might as well get something. And so I have this thing running on my computer 24/7. It doesn't take a lot of electricity, bandwidth, that kind of thing. And so I'll do probably a little bit of bandwidth because I'm doing that Edge caching thing. But compared to the mining that I've done before that's used tons of electricity, this is nothing. So I like to support the network and, you know, kind of be part of the solution, so to speak. But that's what you can do with Edge. So cool to hear other people have, you know, been looking at it a little bit there too. So that is the Edge. They also have something called the Theta Guardian node, which is where you can stake your Theta tokens as opposed to the Theta Fuel. And you can lock them up there and then help in that situation too. Okay, any questions or things like that that didn't make sense, I overlooked, or?
I have a question about MetaMask.
Okay.
So I use the Metamask wallet, and I bought a token via Uniswap, and I guess I didn't push the button that says add asset to wallet. So now it doesn't sit on my MetaMask wallet, and the only way for me to see it is to go on Etherscan and put in my wallet address. I don't know how to put that asset onto my MetaMask wallet so I can like see it, you know?
Were you, when you were doing your thing with MetaMask, were you exchanging it or were you like staking it?
I was exchanging Ethereum for NFTX, and now where is the NFTX? I know I have it because I can go on Etherscan and see my money, but it's not sitting on my MetaMask wallet, and I don't know how to get it there.
Does MetaMask support that particular coin?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I used. I mean, I went through Uniswap.
Okay.
I put in my wallet address from MetaMask, and it works on Etherscan. So I just didn't push the button, because the next time I bought something, I pushed that button that says add to wallet, and then it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm relatively new to the DeFi stuff. I've gotten into it the past month and a half with more on the Binance chain. So I haven't done as much on the Ethereum. I looked at the base token, but it was like, man, when the Ethereum fees were crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not super familiar with MetaMask, but I know I've run into things where I've on the Binance chain, there's one wallet that supported some coins, but then the next wallet didn't, and so they wouldn't show up. Like, it's like what you're talking about. You look at it, you see your balances, but not for this other coin. And I'm wondering if it's something like that. Can you look at do you see that token on the Etherscan or Explorer or whatever?
Yeah, I'm on Etherscan, and I put in my wallet address from MetaMask, and I see it under token. It's there. I see my money. I just, yeah.
I'm thinking that MetaMask doesn't support it. Doesn't support that particular token yet.
Huh.
So what I would do is try to use a different wallet instead of MetaMask. And there's a way you can get your private key or your seed phrase from MetaMask or from that Ethereum address and put that into, say, a Trust Wallet or one of the other, competitors, so to speak, to MetaMask, and basically restore your wallet in that wallet.
Okay.
Or go back to an exchange, see if you can deposit it back on an exchange.
Well, no, because she needs the wallet to be able to control or send it.
Yeah.
Because it's stuck in there, so she needs something that interfaces and uses the private key to get to it. So because you see it on the Etherscan, that's good, but you need to be able to control it now. Do you know your private key for that Ethereum address?
I know the private, no. I just know the seed for, MetaMask.
Okay, well, that's good. And it actually looks like that becomes a seed for the coin itself and not just MetaMask. So if you went to, okay, let me close a couple things, see. Let me look at what other one I was using. Because I've been using, MetaMask, Binance Chain Wallet, and the Math Wallet. And so I'm wondering if you tried to restore that, to another wallet that supported it, or if you went, let's see, all right, let me share this so you guys can see what I'm doing or trying to do here.
I even went to the website, nftx.org, and connected my wallet.
Oh, okay.
And it's still just not popping up. It's weird, because it says your account is connected to these sites, Uniswap and NFTX.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, so here's Ethereum wallets, because there's some, I'm looking for a web wallet where you could literally just put in your private key or your seed phrase, and then just stuff would just pop up. Okay, so you go to like access my wallet. Come on. Come on. I've done this using Monero. I'll show you. This is taking a while to load. Come on. Anyway, in Monero, let's see. Not now load. Here, quick online. So what you would do is, okay, use existing wallet, and right here you would type in your mnemonic phrase, or you can use your address and private keys, and then it would give you an option to send it. I've seen one of these for Ethereum. Yeah. Okay. So here you would put in your mnemonic phrase, private key, or if you have a key store file, and then this would give you an interface to see the coins and then send them potentially.
So is that kind of like my new wallet, or do I just send it to MetaMask somehow?
Well, what you would be doing is accessing the same Ethereum wallet on the blockchain. This is just, think of it as a different way to look at it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're used to like opening your garage and going in that way. This is like coming in the side door to the same thing, but maybe through that side door you can see that coin, where coming in through the other one you can't, because MetaMask doesn't support that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah. And yeah, it gets tricky when these other coins are on their, on their blockchain, and they're not always, because like, for Ethereum, there's probably 1,000 coins that are on the Ethereum network, but not all of the wallets support all of those.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets tricky. So yeah, if you go back to the coin's website, do they talk about MetaMask as a wallet that uses their coin or supports their coin?
I just briefly went on their website while you were talking earlier, so I haven't fully looked into it, but I will.
Okay.
If I could exit my full screen.
Yeah, I'm going to put my contact info for everybody in this thing here, and if you guys want to contact me, or through the meetup, we can message each other as well, but just so you guys have my contact info.
Are you putting it through the chat?
I'm putting it in the chat right now, right?
Good. Makes it easy to cut and paste.
Yeah, and again, I don't know. So, yeah, if you want to send me a link to the website or something, but again, don't send me your private keys. If I can direct you to try something, but yeah, send me something, or put it in chat here. Do you have the website for the coin?
Yeah, it's nftx.org.
Oh, okay. Let's see if this other one ever came up here.
Yeah, nftx.org/#/ Maybe that's just me, but it's probably just nftx.org.
NFTX. Connect account, okay.
And in the top corner, I even connected my wallet.
And it didn't show up in there?
No, I don't see it. It just says connected to your wallet. It doesn't have any other information.
Yeah.
Synced, current block. Shows me a current block. Maybe I have to restart my computer. I don't know.
Yeah, that never hurts. At least the browser too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal if I have to go to Etherscan to look at it.
But you want to be able to control it is the thing, to be able to send it in the future. That's the thing. I'm glad it's there. It's just a matter of finding, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I wish we could have solved that. Let's see if there's any other questions you guys have, or coins you've tried, or wallets.
Brad, what made you pick Klever versus other software wallets?
We had started, like I talked about a few months ago, we were looking at some of the Tron-based smart contracts, where they're kind of like, they call them high yield certificates of deposit, where you put in like $100 and then they pay you out 1% a day for a year type of thing. And so to do those, you need like a wallet that supports the dApps, like kind of like these Metamask. And so it was, at the time, it was Tron Link or the Tron Wallet. And then Tron Wallet has become Klever Wallet and supported all the other coins. And so it was probably the kind of the experience with that back in November, December. The Trust Wallet is also good. I've been using that a little bit in conjunction with this Binance stuff, because it allows you to switch between Binance's, they kind of have two versions of the same coin, and you need the smart contract version to work with their DeFi projects. So I've been using that. The one that I really like is the Exodus. So it's Exodus. You can do it on your computer, and then you can do an app, use their app on your phone and link them.
That's good.
And so I mean, it's the same wallet, but I like it because you can use it on both, and you're using the same wallet. You're not transferring from one to the other, that kind of thing. You have access to your private keys, yada, yada, and all that. So I've actually been using it probably since 2017 on a computer I don't use very often. It's sometimes recommended just to keep, you know, things offline. But then I'm like, if I want to check something or look at something, it was, you know, I'd have to turn it on or get to it, whatever. Where now that they came out with the app and I linked it and I have it on the phone, it's like, well, heck, this is easy. And so I've been actually kind of using it a little more, and I still have access to it on the phone. I can do the scanning the QR codes and that kind of thing. So, and then it looks like there was some website that reviewed a bunch of wallets, and they gave Exodus like easiest to use for 2020 or something like that. So that was good too. Yeah. Do you have any that you've used or didn't like, or?
No, in fact, this is my first experience with a software wallet because I wanted something a little bit more mobile outside of my hardware safe. Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like, let me see if that person that's on the phone, if they want to chime, or on here, if you want to chime in about the downsides of using the hardware wallet instead of speaking for you. If she wants to, maybe she doesn't want to chime in. That's okay. So I had never gotten a hardware wallet. I just didn't get that far, since I had the private keys and whatever, I felt safe there. But then working with her, it was like, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's like, if you're going to store this stuff long-term, great. You know, if you've got 10 Bitcoin and you're going to trade one of them and store the other 9, put the 9 on that hardware wallet in the safe deposit box.
Exactly.
And then do something with the other one.
Right.
So if you're the Trust Wallet is nice because it supports some of the DeFi kind of stuff that Exodus doesn't. But if you're not doing that, I would probably stick. And you can change anytime you want. You're not. It's not like getting married or buying a house that it's hard to change. You know.
Are you talking to me?
I was. Do you want to share a little bit about your hardware wallet experience?
Oh, well, it's just not user-friendly.
That's true.
I think down the road, they're going to come out with things that are more user-friendly with us. So I have the Ledger.
Yeah, me too.
And it's serving its purpose because for long-term, I have a Bitcoin in there and Ethereum and XRP and, you know, whatever. And that's long-term. But But I need Brad to come over and help me get into the darn thing. It's confusing. So I think of, this is a new game, and eventually everything's going to be more user friendly, whether it's a wallet like this or a charge or a debit card, or we've gone international. I think crypto's here to stay. So that's just my feelings on it. Yeah, no, it's true. It's not especially user friendly, and it takes, I think, just a bit of practice going in and doing it before it's smoother.
Yeah, currently I'm using the Safe Plus that was promoted by Binance, and it's a small little screen. It's very cheap. It's only like $50, but it just doesn't have the support for the cryptocurrencies that I want, like ADA or Zilliqa, things like that. But I like the security of it, and I like the fact that you can put them all on there without having any worry about multiple addresses.
So how many does it support? How many different coins?
It says on the website about 10,000.
Oh,
but
okay.
But the ones that I like aren't all on there. I have XRP on there right now. I have Binance. Some Bitcoin on there, but my Myota and Cardano I can't put on there, and Zilliqa I can't put on there either. So I have to keep that in my Binance right now until I get a different hardware wallet. But I do like the security of it.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard when you get used to one and then you run across a coin that one doesn't support, and you're like, but it's part of the fun. So there's been times like I got burned. I had a coin on Cryptopia, which was a New Zealand exchange that I'd used years ago for these small coins. It supported the oddball ones where Binance would support all the mainstream, ones and down. This one kind of supported the small ones up, and I couldn't move the coins. I couldn't find a wallet that would supported it. And then they went out of business, and, my coins were gone. So unfortunately it was only a few, $50 or something like that. But, it only takes you getting burned once that it gets ingrained in your brain that, hey, I'm not going to let that happen again. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Anybody else? Dave, Elaine, we haven't heard from you for a while. Elaine was around back in the days when we met together. The good old days, so to speak. Anybody else have any questions? All right, let me show you real quick then. Dave, hey, there you are. Anything we can help answer?
No, I'm processing, man. I'm so new at this. This is I appreciate all the discussion. I'm just listening. I actually bought something on my PayPal account once upon a time, just for the fun of it, when we were talking about trying to transfer it over to the wallet.
Right.
Trying to figure out how to transfer it to the wallet.
You can't. PayPal won't let you take something like Bitcoin off of its platform. So stay away. They're just going to use your crypto, let it increase, pay you back in fiat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how eToro is. So I'm sorry, Abraham, I think you mentioned eToro, and I started to cringe.
Yeah.
They don't, and Robinhood is the other big one, kind of thing. So
I got out of all those. I was even on PayPal at first as well, and not anymore.
All right, at least we know that now, Dave. So yeah, that's not the way to go. But hey, you tried. It's all good. It's all good.
So
it's all learned.
I think, for people who are uncomfortable storing their own, or who want more of a bank-like experience, I'm just starting to look into BlockFi. So BlockFi is up and coming. They'll probably do their IPO, maybe not this year, maybe next year, but they are looking at simplifying the experience to a real financial center. Today, they'll give you interest on cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Their interest rate is actually rather high. What you're giving up with that is that it's not FDIC secure. However, they have a lot of very large, reputable partners that they play with. Fidelity, Sequoiana, big institutional investors. The reason why they can pay you high, I'll give you an example. If you put cash on BlockFi, I think you'll get an 8.6% interest rate annualized. You put Bitcoin on, it's 6%. Now that's a lot of money, especially, we're used to having like nothing coming through our savings accounts right now. So they're being set up with a lot of security around it. I don't know that they're as secure as Kraken, maybe they are. But that's the trade-off, like they say, not your keys, not your coins, if you don't keep it off of something. However, it's good for anybody who really doesn't want to deal with that level of engineering. So you might want to look into BlockFi. I think, Brad, like BlockFi, maybe, I haven't looked at, there's one called Unchained, I think, which may be a competitor. I have to look into that. That'll be what I'm doing, in the next few weeks.
Okay. Yeah, there was a few we talked about that in the past. Oh man!
And you can buy your crypto, through something like BlockFi as well, with all these other features. You can borrow against your crypto.
Yeah, that's getting interesting for sure. Yeah, there's a number of places that basically allow the staking, and they'll stake up to, I've seen even like 10, 15% interest, that kind of thing. As far as
when you get to those, again, the more, the higher the interest, the more questionable potentially,
right.
So security-wise.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about next month, and I'll just give you a preview just so you can kind of look at it, because that's, when I started, these meetings and stuff, my goal was to help get people onto crypto and get going. And it wasn't like, hey, you got to trade or you got to do this. It's like, I just wanted people to get familiar and to be able to do it and not be afraid, like, oh no, I don't want to transfer this because I think I'll lose it, or, these kinds of things. But more and more people are getting into crypto. So now it's like, now what? Do I trade? Do I join one of these crazy things where I'm going to lose my money, or what do I do? So I mentioned those high yield kind of trading things, or kind of like a CD, where they say, okay, you give us this much, and for a year we're going to give you 1%. But when it gets a little more interesting are these DeFi projects where you can pool or stake, either stake or join a farm, and I'll show you some of these interest rates that they're paying. So the pool is where you would just basically stake your coin in this pool. And these work with like the Metamask and the Math Wallet and these kind of things. And so you're not actually giving up control like you would at BlockFi or some of these other ones. So it's basically locking your funds, but you're not sending the funds anywhere. So these guys are paying on Cake, they're paying 139% interest. So what is that? Like a little less than 0.5% a day, so now we're kind of talking real money now. So
how do they afford that if they're not doing leveraging and options on the other side?
Excellent question. Let me go to this other one. The other option is called farms. And when you say they, there's not really very much of a they there. It's just whoever put the site together. So what they're doing is they're running decentralized exchanges. When we went to Binance, that's a centralized exchange. We send our Bitcoin there, they hold it, we can trade it to Ethereum, Litecoin, Tron, whatever. And then guess what? On those trades, they're making a fee, and people are trading cryptos like crazy. They're making tons of fees. What Pancake Swap, Uniswap, Sushi Swap, these kind of places are doing, they're allowing people to exchange their coins in a decentralized way, and they connect with your wallet, just like we're looking at the other one there. It can be like the Metamask Math Wallet, or it can be a hardware wallet where you connect to these decentralized exchange, and they let you do the exchange on the coins, there's a small fee, smaller than the centralized ones, but guess where those fees go? Most of them go to the people that are staking the coins. So in this instance, this one that's paying 138% per year is a trade between the Binance coin, BNB, and the Cake token, which is actually the token that is for Pancake Swap. If we look at the details here, shoot, there's another one. Shoot, there's another site. Is it here? No. There's one where it showed how much liquid. Okay, so here's the total liquidity, but then it would show the volume of the trades per day, and it was like, maybe 2 or 3 times as much volume as there was liquidity. So you figured your dollar or your one coin that was in there is getting used 3 times a day to make that trade. But so these fees or these interest rates come from the fees on exchanging those coins. So that's how it works. So to me, it's like, instead of, the big guys on Wall Street running NASDAQ, now you or I can put $100, $1,000, whatever into here, and then we get our percentage of that exchange that happens every day, 24/7. And you're not giving up your coin. You're just kind of locking it into that liquidity pool for as long or as short as you want, type of thing.
I suppose, and maybe you'll do a security meetup. If I were a North Korean, I would be targeting any type of non-Kraken-like entity to go in for hacking. I suppose if I was going to use that, I would dedicate a special wallet so it does not have access to my store directly. I would use a middleman wallet, something like that, before I even access that site. But that said, because I don't understand necessarily yet the engineering behind it. The concept is good, but the security, So if I were engaging, I would probably want to set up some firewalls between me and these types of services.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, you're limited, or you can't be limited because it connects to your wallet.
That's why I'm saying you get a separate dedicated wallet.
Right. Oh, sure. Oh, for sure.
Specific to that.
For sure. So you said, out of that, your one Bitcoin, you put the one Bitcoin in here, or worth of or whatever, and not the other 9 Bitcoins that you're, for sure.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, with the wallets, there's no cost to any of these. I mean, other than the hardware wallets, kind of thing. But yeah, so these look good to me, these kinds of things, as long as you don't, where people seem that they've gotten burned is when they had their, $100 in this one that's trading between these two. And what you do is when you start, you add basically 50-50 in liquidity of each coin. Where you could potentially get burned is if, like, Cake dropped in value by 90%. And then you go to take your liquidity out, and now it's not, that liquidity or that coin isn't worth as much. You started with 10 and you earned 1% a day, maybe you have 10.5, but now that 10.5 coin, instead of being worth $100, it's worth 14, where you lose out. So you got to pick which, don't just go, okay, let me go the highest one. Oh, here's the highest one. Let me do that. Well, this Z coin, I don't know anything about Z. BNB, I'm good because that's the Binance. That should be pretty, solid. But all these other ones are like, where are these from? Who are these things? So, but it's fascinating that they're out there. So we'll get into it more next time if you guys want to research a little bit. Decentralized and Pancake Swap you could look into. They seem to be pretty legit. This Cake token has gone crazy the last 10 days, if you want to look that up. And then Binance as well. So they've shot up to number 3 in the market cap. So good. All right. we will leave it there. Deborah, maybe let's touch base. We can talk more about Theta as well, and go from there. All right, guys, we will see you next week, and have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.